You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, that time is quickly approaching in which Deshaun Watson will be taking the field in the NFL again after all of those allegations from so many women involving unauthorized goings-on during massages. And Deshaun Watson has officially returned to the practice field. He did practice yesterday. He's getting ready, oddly enough, to play his former team, the Houston Texans, in Week 13. This is Fox News. Deshaun Watson returns to the Browns practice as NFL suspension nears. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson was in good spirits as he went through drills during his first regular season practice on Wednesday in Berea, Ohio. Watson has been serving an 11-game suspension from the NFL for sexual misconduct allegations from more than 24 women, and he hasn't been allowed to practice on the field, let alone be in a game, since August 30th. Watson agreed to his suspension, paying a $5 million fine and undergoing treatment and counseling after the league ruled he violated the personal conduct policy. And there's a picture of him on the field right there. Watson reached a settlement with 23 of 24 women who accused him of sexually inappropriate behavior during a massage sessions. While in Texas, 2 grand juries did not indict him on criminal charges. He won't be able to play in a game with his new team until December 4th, when the Browns take on his former squad, the Houston Texans. It was a very cold day in Berea, which Watson made comment about in the locker room prior to his practice sessions. However, he didn't speak with the media following the practice. Quote, "This is the next step for him. It's good to have him back on the field," Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski told the AP. "What's important is we do everything we can to find a win versus Buffalo. That is where the players need to focus." While Watson took first-team reps during training camp when he was out there, quarterback Jacoby Brissett, who has started in his place since the suspension began, was under center for those on Wednesday and will be until Watson's suspension is up. There's another picture of him on the practice field. After Cleveland dished out a 5-year, $230 million contract, fully guaranteed to Watson following the trade, GM Andrew Berry told reporters, quote, "Yes, I would," when asked if he expects Watson to be playing versus the Texans. Despite Brown's 3-6 record, Brissett has done well in his time. He's thrown for 2,074 yards, 8 TDs, 5 picks, and an 87.1 passer rating with a 63.8% completion percentage. Those would be pretty good numbers in about the year 2000. Stefanski said with Watson back, nothing is awkward between the two signal callers. Though the writing is on the wall, Watson will take over as starter. Quote, "You guys know the two parties at hand here," Stefanski said. "These are professional. These are good people. They're friends. I think that is probably the most important thing." Okay, so he's saying Deshaun Watson's a good person. Gotcha. "Jacoby's our quarterback. He has been since the beginning of the season, so it won't be awkward at all," running back Nick Chubb said, "but we're excited to see Deshaun come out, get some reps, and see how he's doing." So there we have it. This is where we ended up after the NFL chose to once again go back to the drawing board and negotiate. All right, he was handed down 6 games. Obviously, there was a lot of outrage. Goodell stepped up and said, "No, we're doing an indefinite suspension." And then the mediator that he appointed and the league appointed then encouraged the two to get back together for yet another settlement. I have no idea why. I know there was speculation that Watson's camp might file a lawsuit against the NFL had they chose the indefinite suspension. However, the reason they wanted an indefinite suspension to begin with, because they were trying to insulate in case any other any other lawsuits came up involving other women. The NFL caved. Looks like total clowns over this. Gave him 11 games. So, he's about to be back on the field, Deshaun Watson. Question is there going to be another lawsuit pop up between now and then? I mean, it's a fair question to ask. You never know. If it pops up during a certain time period in which he's serving this suspension, it won't matter. He'll get back on the field. Even if it's the most egregious one of all of them, if it happens during a certain time period, he will be allowed back on the field. Evidently, he has been following through with his counseling because that was another agreement in order to make it back on the field. I guess the National Football League is definitely not the National Morals and Values League because they have none. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.